Hey, what's up, guys? Back at it again. So this time I'm trying like selfie mode on this phone, so we'll see if this is better. The stupid autofocus last time, sorry about that. Um, this video is about learning telepathy, and the first time I experienced a telepathic message, I mean, I know I've been getting them, but I've been getting them like over the years. I've been way more of a visual person in my meditations, and I've always like wanted that. I've always wanted to hear what these beings are saying to me, but it's mostly just been like images that I get, and I mean, not obviously, but um, a lot of people that are practiced in this whole thing will say that you get these energy downloads, and which that's kind of how I've been communicating. And the energy downloads are like I'll see these beings, but also you'll also get this energy that maybe later down the road, when you have a question enter your head, the answer just kind of like pops in immediately. And that's a little bit of how telepathy works too. But the first time that I really experienced something with another being is actually another human, but it was about like a year and a half or maybe like a year ago. So I've been, but yeah, I guess only recently I've been actually getting on my grind about this stuff and doing these protocols that I know increase your ability to telepathically communicate with beings. And I guess coming from me right now would maybe even be better for a lot of people because I'm in a student standpoint. I'm in a student's chair right now. I'm not a master. So I'm going through all this process, and you guys can try like go along with me, right? So the biggest thing is clearing your vessel and like clearing your light bodies of energies of all different forms of energies, and just trying to be as empty as possible. So when you're empty, you get these messages, and it has to do with emotion and the frequency that you're at as well, I believe. So that plays a big role. But clearing your vessel, the best way that I know of is Kriya Yoga, and what that is you sit in a lotus position, and you basically just imagine or feel like energy moving up and down your spine. And this comes from Yogananda's lineage, which is Sri Yukteswar above him, and then Lahiri Mahasaya, and then Babaji. And you're supposed to be inducted into Kriya Yoga, but I mean, I've been doing it anyway. So, and I kind of have my own little twist on it. I like to sit in the lotus position and imagine a Merkaba, like the triangle, like this, and it's the two tetrahedrons on top of one another. It forms a Merkaba or Metatron's cube, also. And I'll form it like about this size, or imagine it being formed, and then I'll imagine it spinning, or like two of them almost on top of one another and spinning really, really fast, and then moving it up and down. And that seems to clear me out really fast. Um, and obviously, the longer that you can go, the better, and the more often you meditate, the better as well. Um, like I've actually been going through a period this last week of not meditating enough, and kind of being more jumbled than I would like to be. But yeah, so that's clearing your vessel, and once you do that, messages you'll kind of know when you hear it. It's weird. It's for me at least in my personal experience, it comes in very subtle, and it's always at a point of like pure awareness and pure consciousness where you're not really aware of anything, and you're just in that zone of meditation where there's nothing, there's nothingness, there's just silence, and then it'll come in, and that's how you know it's like a real message and not just like your mind making up something. um, and when you get jumbled as well, it's very easy, at least for me in the beginning right now, where I know I'll get a message, but then I'll take that and my mind will run with it. So I'll like hear a couple, and right now I can't, I've only just now starting to get sentences, like full sentences. But and even still, it's really hard to tell for me because I'm a lot more visual, you know. Um, but yeah, a good thing to do is when you're clearing your vessel is ask all of your guides and all of the light beings that you're with to like stop all messages, just so you know you can determine what's your mind and what's external, you know. So you don't want a bunch of like 20 million beings talking to you when you're trying to clear your vessel, because um, it just jumbles up things, you know, and it's a lot harder to clear everything out while you're interpreting these messages that you're getting at the same time. So just asking everybody to cut it for a minute, you know, and then clearing everything really helps. And telepathy is like channeling too. This is how channelers do it. Um, but yeah, practicing telepathy with other humans, like that's another thing as well that I'm not really experienced in. So this is more with extraterrestrials, and I mean, I am starting to get telepathic messages from humans, but the question of whether or not like like vast majority of humans wouldn't be aware of that. But one way that kind of comes in is like you hear the level of emotion that somebody's at. Like if somebody's really angry, you might hear something come into your head that's like an angry word, or something along those lines, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to describe, but yeah. So another really important thing is balancing your chakras, and I've talked about that in my last video about balancing your root chakras. But there's 6 different sounds for each chakra, and this basically fills your chakras. Like you can be out of balance in your chakras, and you can be low in energy in different chakras too. And doing these chants will fill your chakras, and holding like an emotion of love while you're doing it will also clear out some of these old emotions and thoughts and energies that are trapped in those chakras. So when you're doing these chants, you want to hold that emotion of love, like, oh, I love that I'm chanting this right now, and that it will mix that energy of the sound and vibration with also the emotion of love, and mixing those two frequencies will give you the best effect of filling your chakras. And I think I'll probably make a different video about chakras and go a little bit more in depth. So yeah, check that out when it's up. Might get it up today. But yeah, what else? Yeah, so being in the state of love, or bliss even, is where you want to be when you're trying to download messages. For one reason why this is it protects you against lower vibration frequencies. So like if you're in a state of fear, you're going to hear beings, and this is like what schizophrenia is basically too. If you're in a state of fear, you're going to hear these voices that are beings or energies or even dark parts of your own consciousness that are inserting these thoughts, or you're picking up on these thought waves hitting your energy field, you know. So but if you're in a state of love, on the other hand, you're communicating with the higher dimensions, and in a state of bliss, it's even higher, you know. And that's where the pure messages come from, and that's how you hold that space for telepathic communication to occur. Yeah, so another really big thing that I've been noticing, or that's important, I think, in this process is I like to think of it as catching and releasing. Like, you know that saying, with fishing, you know, you catch a fish and you just release it. Well, I think beginning in telepathy, you want to do that as well. And well, I guess in all all telepathy, because um, and what I mean by that is like you catch the word, you hear it, and but then you have to release it like that, and not, you don't put any weight behind it, you don't analyze it, and you also have to do this with visions too, and which is also hard for me, it's hard for a lot of people, I guess, but yeah, you want to catch the word, hear it, and then release it, and it takes a lot of practice, to be honest, and again, going back to the holding that emotion, if you can stay at that emotion of love, you're really not analyzing things. And when I catch myself analyzing and taking those messages and turning it into my own little thing, um, it's you I recognize that usually I'm in like a state of questioning, or like I have a weird emotion, instead of love or bliss. So keep that in mind. That's a really big part of it. um, and this, if you're schizophrenic, like this is your best defense as well, like you're already a telepathic being, you already hear voices, so like might as well start hearing the right ones, you know what I'm saying? So um, yeah, and also being clear of energies in your immediate area. Like if you share a house with somebody, and they're not in a state of bliss or love all the time, you're most likely going to pick up on their energies, and hear things that they're thinking, or like I said, the level, you're going to hear the level of emotion that they're at. If they're in an angry state, you'll hear something along that same level. So yeah, guys, that's all I have for that. I'll let you know more. I'm by far, I'm definitely not a master, and don't take it like I am. There's probably a lot of other really good techniques and things to do. But I just thought, from a student standpoint of me going through that process right now, it will help other beings kind of like go into that as they're trying to move. If they see channelings, and they want to be able to channel themselves, then this is kind of like the road, I guess, or the path, or maybe some techniques that'll just get you into the first level, and then you can find your own way, which would be great. So yeah, guys, thanks, bye.